Hi, I'm Bernie from Pacific Riding School, and today we'd like to talk about tire pressure. Specifically, the right pressures, when, where, how, why, and what it affects. The very first thing I want to start off with is the right pressure, because you can't make any decisions unless you know what the proper pressures are supposed to be, and then, if need be, slight deviations from there. The very first thing I'm going to tell you is the information that's easiest to find is generally the wrong information. We'll start with what's on the side of the tire. If you look on the side of your motorcycle tire, somewhere here on the sidewall, you're going to see maximum load. It's going to be, say, 520 pounds for this tire, and it'll say 42 pounds per square inch, i.e., if you put that kind of weight on the front tire, you need that pressure on the inside pushing back out to keep the tire uniform, not overheating, handling properly. The problem is, that's the maximum load to put on that tire on any motorcycle that tire properly fits on. It's not necessarily has anything to do with you and your motorcycle. Therefore, the manufacturer of the bike, in this case Honda, will take the proper tire pressure, put it on the frame somewhere, put it in a little book under the seat that you never read, or you can look up, for this instance, Bridgestone. Go onto the Bridgestone website, look up this motorcycle with their tire, and they should tell you the proper pressure for this tire on this motorcycle. So what's on the sidewall? Usually irrelevant to you and your motorcycle. On this particular motorcycle, you'll most likely be down on your hands and knees to read this because it's on the left side of the bike on the swing arm. It says right off the bat, cold tire pressures. That's when they're checked. You'll see here fully loaded, 36 pounds per square inch in the front tire and 42 pounds per square inch in the rear. And on this model, even if you're solo riding, 36 pounds per square inch in the front and 42 pounds per square inch in the rear. Now, you found out what the proper tire pressures are. Now you've got to check them. It'd be nice if you had one of these really trick mechanics gauge. Not everybody wants to spend 80 bucks. A really good stick gauge, $10 to $15, metal, stays straight a little longer, means it doesn't get interfered with and it works properly. Spending $1.95 or less for a really cheap plastic one, probably not the hot ticket for your $10,000 motorcycle, don't you think? I like to have something half decent. Even if I have a good quality stick gauge, once in a while I'll compare it to somebody else's gauge to make sure that it's working properly, running free, and giving me the right pressure. When you're using the gauge, make sure you're reading the right stick, because a lot of them will have pounds per square inch and kilopascals on the same gauge. Make sure you're reading the right scale. Now we know what the tire pressures are. Time to check them. Take the valve cap off. Make sure you got one of these front and rear. Keeps the dirt out, because if you get a little dirt in that tiny valve there, it's going to leak, leading to an eventual flat tire. Take my fancy gauge, get my hands in there, check my pressure. Oh, 29. Definitely too low for this bike. Top it up. I got a compressor. You can use a bike pump, doesn't matter. Yeah, a little bit extra. Don't need that. .36 psi. Perfect. Put my cap back on. Occasionally somebody will make the mistake of checking their tire pressures as soon as they hop up the bike at a gas station. Two things. One, you'll burn your hand on the disc. Second, when the tire's hot, the pressures are too high. They rise about 10%, so your reading will be a bit off. And if you let air out, your tire pressures effectively are too low. Always check them when they're cold. Cold as in relative to the air temperature, out of the sun, and not having been ridden for a few minutes. All right, so what's the gain from all this tire pressure vigilance? Let's pick braking. Underinflated tires squirm too much, have too large a contact patch, generally slide, tire overheats. Not on my wish list. Too much pressure, tiny contact patch, tire slides, braking performance, not there. Handling. Bike squirms with low pressure, tire overheats, doesn't want to turn into corners. Too much pressure, tiny contact patch, tire slides. Riding in the rain. Underinflated, closes off your rain grooves. Tire rides on top of the water, not too good for traction. Overinflated, tiny contact patch, tire slides. All of those lead to tire wear. Properly inflated tire wears evenly, wears longer, does not overheat. Underinflated, tire squirms, overheats, slides around, peels the rubber off instead of wearing it off, and you're throwing money down the road. And low enough tire pressure or too high, you might be throwing yourself down the road. Not on my wish list. All right. That's it for now. I hope it was informative. With tires, it's kind of the tip of the iceberg, but it's a very important start. If you need some more information, come see us at Pacific Riding School and go take a look at your tires.